Welcome, sir. File mounted by Lagos Western Command. Ekweshi, may I guide Canada? May I invite you to start, sir?
I will do so if you invite me. I think that's the first step. Nigeria. To Nigeria and the world.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
I think we have to start. I think we have to kickstart this occasion. I have the permission of the chairman of the Line Club to call on to the Imam of the Highland Club to give us our opening prayer. Alhaji Awe. A round of applause as he comes in. Yes, please. Alhaji Awe, please.
It's about being professional and say to be strong. I also especially welcome Nigeria others, important guests, among us, in their awesome presence. It is a special blessing to have you here to celebrate our anniversary with us and thank the next. Because it is what I said on the 29th of October 1953, when our legendary and visionary forebears, each Nigerian and non-Nigerian, conversed with the primary residents like Salvador and like the report of this Yoruba great law that is today globally acknowledged as the perennial society of Nigeria. It was indeed a defining moment that was the vanguard of the social secretary, my brother. The very great chairman of the Island Club, the chairman of my own club, Ms. Rabiu Abiyu, DCOP, past chairman, distinguished senator of the Federal Republic, and managing director of the Federal Housing Authority, fellow colleagues of the Great Island Club. As you would have seen, the chairman of the Island Club does no wrong. For many reasons, not the least of which is that he's a very powerful man. So when the chairman moved to the program, he had an army of support around and beside him. I do not have such powers. But truly, I think the place to start in what I think are remarks that I will briefly make is first to congratulate our country, my country, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, on the occasion of the commemoration of the 63rd Independence Anniversary. I was born 3 years after that event. And to thank all those who were in one way or the other involved on the road to Nigeria's independence and in the struggle for it. Because it meant that when those
who were born from the 1st of October and my time in 1963, who were born into a free country. It is no mean achievement. And to also, in that regard, congratulate the Island Club on this 80th anniversary occasion. And you will see older than independent Nigeria. And in the sense of keeping the flag's history and its legacy, as the chairman remarked in his speech, is to remind us of the pivotal role that the Island Club played in that road to independence. The men who founded this club were outraged by the limited space they had in their own country, amongst other things. They were outraged by racism, and they were outraged by dependence. And they created a club that was interracial and non-discriminatory. And there was also a platform for integration on a local and national and international stage. There is some history of the club that has been produced in the program that has been circulated. So for those who ask us, what are we celebrating? We're celebrating a lot. Those who don't understand why we commemorate, I dare say they do not know our history, whether as a club or as a country. We have weathered many storms, and as country and as club, we are still standing. The period of the 1940s was a particularly challenging, interesting, and full of expectation period in the history of this country. And the great men and women who rose up to the challenge of those times, long may their memories live. They fought for equality of life. They fought for certain non-negotiable rights. They fought to assert their capacity to order their own affairs. Above all, they fought to have a free nation. Those are virtues worthy of celebrating. And our road to our dreams is not an event. It's a journey. And that journey in graphic terms, because perhaps words like independence may not fully define them. Parts of our history in graphic terms was that barely 1 kilometer away from here, in the place known as Ikoyi, there was no place for black people in their own country. But because of the sacrifice of those who came before us, there is not only a place, there is authority and there is control and there is ownership in an area where blacks were not once allowed. It is the agitation of some people in this club and in a larger space that began to challenge the nomenclature of an European-only quarters, which led first to the change from European-only to government-reserved areas. And that was the first time that black people, civil servants who were qualified, who were employed at that level of government, were able to live with their contemporaries on equal footing in a space that had no place for them. let me use this occasion of commemoration to also urge that our country still faces challenges, without a doubt. We all want a better country. But I think that one of the least things we can do is to continue to support the government and those in authority, starting from our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our governor in Lagos, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and all our appointed and elected representatives to make the job easier for them. After all, the more difficult it gets for them, the more difficult it will be for us, in my view. And as they make progress, clearly, we should see the impact in our lives. I do not assume that this will be easy, but I believe that our support is monumental in making it easy. Let me, before I close, highlight the fact that yes, the Island Club is a social club, and it wears the very, very proud nomenclature of being a premier social club, and long may that continue. But the Island Club has not always been only about socials alone. This club has been very instrumental in playing advisory role, supporting role, policy development roles for government from so many decades back. And I think if ever there was a time, this is the time in the aftermath of the 80th anniversary of this club that we can reclaim and regain that preeminent role of a policy think tank and a sounding board for government policy. And I don't think it is too much to work with the patron of the club, who is the governor, to have monthly or quarterly meetings with select members of this cabinet to come and explain and drill down policies that are being enunciated so that members can have a better understanding and become ambassadors to taking these policies back to their homes and back to their communities. And I say this because the concept has had very, very profound success, not only just when the capital of Nigeria was in Lagos, and there were many ministers and permanent secretaries who were members of this club, but many, many years after that, when I had the privilege to serve as your governor, this was a place where I unveiled many of our policies at the Christmas events. This was one of the clubs I came to come and explain to you the rationale behind the decision of government to restrict the movement of motorcycles from certain parts and certain roads. And you graciously expressed your understanding and took the message across the state, such that when it was time to implement, we were implementing to an environment that already understood what we wanted to do. And I think there is merit now in returning to those values in addition to our social responsibility. You are mine. 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 You know